This is the most nonchalant I will ever be as a designer. I plan to make this as short as possible, but I have a lot of story to tell. YouTube is hard. Creating content is hard. Over the course of 5 years, I have been opportuned to have three different YouTube channels, and I'm going to tell you about how the three of them came into place and what has happened to them so far. YouTube is a place where I've always been. I've been on this platform for ages, if you ask me. I learn I think I would give YouTube the credit to a lot of things I've learned so far in my career. As a designer, as an educator, I am always on YouTube learning, watching videos. I can say I accrue about 5 hours of watch time or 3 to 5 hours of watch time on YouTube every day. I do that a lot. And that's thanks to the fact that I am a work at home person. I work remotely and I just enjoy YouTube. When I'm working, YouTube is maybe on the background playing. I listen, I watch podcasts a lot and I do a lot of things. So I think that might be a basis of my likeness to YouTube. But that's not the beginning of the story. One thing that gave birth to my YouTube likeness started as me being a writer. I've always been this kind of guy that loves to educate people. It started when I was younger. I was the first in the family, and in a community where we had younger peeps, I was like the eldest in the community, or the oldest rather. I was there to help the younger ones in the neighborhood with their homework. So I had this position as I wouldn't call it a leader, but a teacher in that sense of being. I enjoyed teaching these guys, and that cascaded over the course of my career. But let's just fast forward it a bit and jump to a place where I got to university, started life there, and let's talk about me being starting as a writer. I started as a writer on Fiverr as a ghost writer. So I had this early exposure to the international market. I was able to write for a lot of people, and that gave me this experience that at a young age, or let me say, yeah, a pretty young age, I was able to interact in the business world and know a lot of things happening. So that my exposure to Fiverr introduced me also to Medium later, and I discovered that instead of just writing for people on Fiverr, why not write on Medium? So I started writing on Medium, I would say about 4 or 5 years ago, and it was a beautiful thing. I enjoyed, sharing my experience, sharing life and the likes on Medium. And then came the idea, why not make your writings? No, before coming the idea, I think I jumped a step. So what happened on Medium was that as far as I enjoyed writing, I am business oriented. I love business. And I enjoy the fact that anything I enjoy doing or I do, I should be able to make something from it. I discovered that at the time I qualified for Medium partnership program, which is what qualifies you to make money. But I reside in Kazakhstan, and at the time Kazakhstan didn't qualify for partnership, so it was kind of crazy for me. Although I continued, but you know what I'm saying, the motivation was lost. But instead of me stopping or not writing anymore, I decided to start my own blog, and it started well. Well, uh, according to me, it started well. It was beautiful. I think I started the name Shameless Pen for those that have been following me for a while. It started extremely well and it was fun. It was beautiful. Then it got to a point where I struggled with hackers. It got hacked, and I got it back, paid professionals to help me, paid for securities and some other things. But this was it was a prolonged battle. I think I fought this battle for around 4 to 5 months, just fighting. I would get it back. Contacted my hosting service, Namecheap. They helped, and it got to a time I decided, okay, if this is not working out, let me make this a YouTube thing. So I decided to go to YouTube. But at this time, remember, I am a designer and a writer. So I was a designer and a writer. Let me put it that way. And I'll tell you the reason I said was, and I decided to make my writing my YouTube videos. I wrote a lot about listicles, things to do in your life, how to remember. I have been an educator for a long time. I decided, okay, let me educate people, things to do in their lives, 5 things to make people respect you, things to do to, just list. And it was fun. I started well on YouTube. Why do I keep saying started well? Well, I started and it was amazing. I would say I had some views, and I think I the subscriber count was a bit slow, but the watch hour was beautiful. I think I was able to get to about 2,000 watch hours, started going, and got to a point I didn't have the time to make videos because it's involved a lot of getting videos together, and I decided to outsource that. I think that's what killed my momentum for the channel because uh, where I had a lot going on in my personal life with regards to finances, and I just couldn't afford to keep it going. So it kind of nosedived in terms of thing. It's still there. The channel is still there. It's kind of not nosedived. I still have content. I write stories and I make videos about that. It's a faceless channel, and that's it. Faceless. You get the audio, sorry, got the voice recording also from Fiverr. I think I frequent Fiverr a lot. Let me put it that way. And that happened. It nosedived, but while it was just about to nosedive, I discovered that it wasn't just a discovery. I think it was somebody that triggered me. A student's father came visiting and told me. At this time, I'm an educator, a real life teacher, and put it that way. So the father came and said, all those things, you should make it with your face. Try that. And I said, no, I wasn't raised that way. I am a 94. I'm 30 now. Does that make me a millennial or Gen X? I don't even know. Uh, I used to know that thing. Probably Gen X or millennial. Gen X. I am not used to sharing my life stuff outside. I'm not used to just telling it all, sharing my emotions and the likes. I'm not used to that. I am a fan of coming out and how do I put this? Just say the things I want to say. Even facing the camera, I can speak for as long as possible with my students, have fun with them. But as long as I see the camera, I am out of the situation. I just lose it. I lose my, I wouldn't say I lose my consciousness, but I just lose this compactness, this steez. Yeah, that's the slang I would use for that. I lose everything. I forget everything I'm about to talk about. That was what killed my confidence with that. Then at a point, I said, I still, there's this push. Remember, I am still always in front of YouTube, always clicking on YouTube and doing some other things. So I knew deep inside of me, I knew at a point I would start a YouTube channel. I knew. Yeah. I knew I would make something that involved my face. So I created a new YouTube channel. I named it Slack Up, this one we're talking about. And instead of me, instead of me showing my face, I decided to just record myself working, just watch me work. I did that for one video, just facing my laptops, the camera looking at me, just working. Then I said, okay, I am a big fan of audiobooks. I read a lot of audiobooks. Why not incorporate that since I have an iPad? So I would place my iPad just under my camera. So while I am watching myself work, you as an audience, you're listening to the audiobook. I did that for a while and that amassed a lot of, what's it called? Followers. I think that's where I got over 800 or 900 subscribers from over the course of my first 2 or 3 months of starting the channel. A lot. And I was like, wow, this is working. Then, of course, remember, I am always on Medium. I write. I still write still today on Medium. Although I stopped for a while, and I'll tell you the reason. Well, of course, you know the reason, right? Monetization, Kazakhstan. So, but I still read. I am a paid member. I am a subscriber on Medium. Then I read something about monetization, about using someone else's content. And since I was just playing the audiobooks, which means at the end of the day, my channel might be cancelled. So you're telling me that this niche I've created, well, I didn't research it at first. So this niche is just a waste of my time. I decided to, so I unlisted all my videos. I unlisted all my videos and I said, okay, I think it's time to start my own channel, tell my own story. And I think the first video I made was it. I have my YouTube channel here. I think the first video I made then, videos oldest, was the first one. Oh, so the first video I made was, I still want to escape talking to you guys. I want to escape talking to you guys. So I decided to make a challenge. I was so scared of starting a YouTube channel. So I decided to create a challenge where I show myself learning a new language. In that situation, I'm not talking to you guys. I'm speaking with, what's it called? My computer, learning a new language. I'm just recording me learning on Duolingo. Trust me, I felt I was going to fail. So I told my partner, which is my wife, take this amount of money. I'm going to do a 30 days challenge. And if I fail or if I stop, do anything you like with the money. It's yours. That was enough motivation. That was enough motivation. I started this challenge and I kept going. Day one was crazy difficult. So that's, I'm talking 5 months ago. Day one, I didn't care about the views. I was just recording for myself. Day one, day two, three, and I think on day six, I said, since I am learning Russian, let me talk about how I started learning my Russian language. That might be incongruent with, like, might be something similar to what I'm doing right now. So I decided to make a video. The camera was already set and I made a video. And that was my, well, I wouldn't say it was my first ever video. I've made other videos I never posted, but that was my beautiful video I made. And I think now it has around 900 views. And that was that, as at 5 months ago or 3 months ago, that was my biggest achievement. A 5 month video. And that gingered me. I completed my 30 days of YouTube stuff, and I had a lot of, since it's an English Russian, it's an English Russian uh learning channel. I had a lot of Russian speakers communicate on the channel. Oh, well done, спасибо, хорошо, все нормально, everything. And I discovered that I'm beginning to, I posted this channel on my status for people to follow, but most of these people that follow me are Nigerians, and I wouldn't say most, a lot, a huge number are Nigerians, and Me posting a Russian something channel is like I am segregating them. It's useless for them. So which means at the end of the day, it's rubbish. Then back to 0 point. I felt, what am I doing? So I tried every other thing. I talked about education, talked about English Russian challenge and everything. I kept talking about uh live, navigating between live and something. But the reason was I just wanted to create a YouTube channel. Then at this point I started losing my motivation. I think I did another challenge talking about relationship between English and Russian words. I was speaking English for those that are willing to learn. Just kept on doing challenge, forcing myself to improve my camera presence. That was the target at the point. I wanted to make myself there, seen on the camera. No shyness, nothing else. Just be there. That's it. 1 minute. I want to take a break. Okay, so I'm back, and so that was the reason I created. Let me say, started the channel just to share my experience. And at the end of the day, I started slowing down. I did something else also. I tried doing reaction to Reddit stories, which I really, because I read Reddit. I read a lot. I read a lot. I have audiobook for when I have eye ache. Uh, okay, let me not do non-paid advertisement here. So I read a lot. I kind of have a bit of things to say. And in my, let me say, 30 years of experience on Earth, I have experienced some things and I felt I should share it. But the problem is, I just felt something wasn't right in a way, in terms of the reaction, in terms of the way people, how do I put this? People reacted to it. But every time I made a, I think all my videos about living in Kazakhstan, people kind of reacted well to it, and I felt okay. But I just don't want to talk about my living in Kazakhstan. I want to talk about. I want to make people learn about some other things. So I started doing them, and this gave birth to my third channel. I want to educate people. I want to teach people. I want to get people triggered. I'm talking about triggered. I mean mentally triggered to think. Then I created another YouTube channel. Of course, the plan was to continue on the first YouTube channel about listicles. But one thing about this new channel is about English quizzes, games, quizzes, riddles, general tests, knowledge. I just, a lot of research, English grammar and the likes. And when I tried, I think, a few videos on the first channel, which was a listicle, I discovered that people started unsubscribing because that wasn't what they subscribed for. And with the plan that eventually, with my financial situation, if I have enough, I might as well go back to the channel and revive it. I didn't want to. I didn't want to kill it off totally with a new channel, and people weren't watching the videos afterward. So I created a new channel. Again, that makes my third channel. Surprisingly, I created this channel about 2 months ago. I think 26th of July 2024. It depends on the time you're watching this video. 26th, yeah, July 26th, 24. And that channel, I think my first from 26th of July till the end of July, I think I had 6 subscribers, I think. Then let's not even talk about, I want to talk about watch hours. That's the most impressive. So far, the channel in 2 months now has about, is it 129 as of today, 129 subscribers. But the most interesting part is that in the course of that 2 months, I have had about 1,700 watch hours, which is quite impressive. Relative to the number of subscribers, I know subscribers will also come later, but I'm kind of impressed with the way the channel is going, pushing on. I'm doing something. I feel fulfilled creating that channel because I've always wanted something, someone who would come on and say, "Oh, I got this answer, I got it right." Oh, I have learned something today. And I have had comments. There's this boy, I don't know if the person is a boy. He would list out, people do that on other people's channel, and I've always found it weird in a way that you go to someone's channel, maybe they ask questions, and you list out the person's point, or you list out the person's questions, and you post it and say, you write it in the comment section and say these are the answers. It's either to help others or to say don't bother watching. But I doing it when somebody did it. This guy has done it for over like 10 of my videos now. I found it interesting. I kept on, okay, keep it up, and there's nothing to worry about. And why am I using cooking stuff to make this video? Let me come back to that. Sincerely, I didn't plan to make this video. Just as I was working here, I was making videos for my other YouTube channel, and I haven't made a video on this channel for, I think I haven't made a video in 2 weeks now, 3 weeks. I kept thinking, I, I have written words. Unfortunately, I think this is where I should come in. Fortunately, a few weeks ago, why am I back here? That's I think the question is, why am I making this video, and why am I back here making a video for this channel? 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was reading on Medium, and I discovered Kazakhstan had been monetized, I think, about 2 weeks before, 3 weeks before, and I never knew. Immediately, I activated my partnership, everything, and yesterday I discovered some dollars have been rolling in. I hope. Now, that's not the point. The point is, this was my dream 5 or 6 years ago, trying to write. The feeling of seeing myself earning directly from my writing, not as a ghost writer, was a different one for me. And I kind of preferred, at the time, preferred writing my stories to talking directly to the camera, because I felt that was safer. I could talk about anything. But over the course of 4 or 5 years writing, I have discovered something that if I can write it, I might just, if I can overcome the fear of camera, I might just be able to talk about it, and even rather better. So my medium is back, and one thing that kind of triggered me last week was, I have a niece, Isabel. My niece sent me a video. I must have inspired her. She sent me a video. I think she took her aunt's phone. That's my brother's wife. Uh, yeah, I would say she's an aunt. She took her aunt's phone and sent me a video and said, "Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel." She was mimicking me, I would say, because her mother kind of showed her some of my videos, and she's a 4 or 5 year old girl. Oh God, I'm sorry, Isabel, I've forgotten your age. She must be 4 or 5. Yeah. How old are you? I hope you aren't watching this video. She made the video saying, "Welcome to my YouTube channel. Hello, uncle. I love you. I would like to see you." And she, I saw the confidence and the, let me say, the, I don't want to call it the nonchalant, but she was unbothered. She had nothing on. That's the funny thing about this video, because she believed she was just making a video to her uncle. She had nothing on, like she just had panties, and she was laying in bed with her aunt and making this video. Hello, and she was so fluent about it. Nothing, no shy. She was not shy, and I said, if this girl can do this, I should be able to make this happen without having to disturb myself thinking like a crazy person trying to make a video. So, guess what I did? Right at the back of this camera, I wrote her name, Isabel. So, just looking at you, I am not thinking, just looking at the camera, I'm not thinking about someone I don't know. I'm thinking about just one person, and that's you, my watcher. I'm thinking about that, and these might just have opened something beautiful in me in terms of my storytelling, and not being nervous or conscious of who or whom might be at the other end of. Oh, well, see, look at how I'm scratching myself. Why am I itchy? So just looking at the camera, which is my phone, I just put the name at the back, Isabel. So it has kind of streamlined my thinking and made it focused on just one person. I'm not thinking about, oh, I'm talking to the whole world. I'm just talking to one person, you. And that's it. And this might at the end of the day make my video personal, because every time I pick up a camera or pick up my microphone, I feel it's uncomfortable. I ran away from this condensed off. It was the name. I use it for the faceless ones. I try to record voice, or I try to record other things when I'm facing my camera. But it's kind of uncomfortable. I think it's because of the wiring. I can't just make it happen here. Then I kind of like this. I used to put it here, but decided today that I want to keep my hands busy. I just want to focus on my thinking and uh, share a lot of things with you guys. So this is me saying content creation for some of us is a bit hard, but yeah, I hope this is me getting the grip of it. And every time I come here, I think of why I'm here. And the one reason I'm here is that I want to look back on this channel maybe in the next 5, 10 years. Just like I have looked back, now looking back 5 years ago, I told myself I wanted to do something for myself, not just for ghostwriting. I want people to look at me and say, Abraham, you've taught me something. And over the course of my 5 years, I have had students physically that have had the opportunity to leave Kazakhstan or to leave this country and say, Abraham, you helped me improve my speaking. You helped me regain my confidence, and I am out of the country, or I am in a better or beautiful place right now. And that is one thing of joy for me. Excuse me. That is that is one thing of joy for me. And also, so now my reason for coming here as a YouTuber, or let me say as a speaker, a content creator, anyone, just call me anything, is the fact that I want people to learn something from me. I am not an expert. Take it from me, I'm not an expert. Over the course of me even teaching students, even helping students, advising students, helping them improve their spoken language, one thing I have discovered is that I always look for ways to improve my method. The method I used last year is not what I'm using today. I try to improve on it. I try to change it, adapt to my types of student, and that thing has kind of broadened my horizon in the fact that when I look at people, I know that it's not one one something fits all. What's the name? I've forgotten the saying. One size fits all. That's the word. So it's not a one size fit all. It's about something, and that's why I'm here on YouTube. Share my story as an educator. I have had my experience in the business life. I'm still doing that. I'm just 30, and I want to share that progress. I want to process. I want to share the process. I want to share everything I have been up to, which is beautiful. Life is fun. Life is interesting. I might be reluctant to go deeper into my personal life, but at this point, I'm willing to be vulnerable. That's the point. I'm willing to be as vulnerable as possible. Let me put it that way. I'm not promising to tell you what I ate in the morning. It's probably not going to be a blog, but it's definitely going to be a talking head. And I will be here talking about a lot of things. Stories. Yeah, I'll tell you stories, life stories. So if you're interested in something like that, life stories and lesson learned, experience with people, experience with what's it called, life lessons, uh, you might get to learn them here with me. I am Abraham. I'm an educator. It's my dream to come and have a discussion, a discourse with people. Let people share their comments down there, and we'll talk better about that. And if you're here for the first time, I would love you. I want you to watch my other videos and tell me how you would improve the channel if you're a person. I'm just open. I'm just being open here. I promise I don't want to cut out any part of this video. I'm just recording and I'll just post it as it is, even with the spawn. And I think this is something interesting. I might look for something else or something else. But I was cooking and I decided to come out here set up my camera. It's not a camera, it's my iPhone, it's my phone. Just set it up and put it on a stool, and I am recording. That's fun, right? Okay, and I put on this shirt. I'm usually shirtless at home. So that's the point, please. And if you feel you want to be a part of this community, I want you to like this video, subscribe, and we will always meet here. I promise to always show up and we'll talk better in future. Thank you and goodbye.